Hi guys, Dr. Lauren, one of the chiropractors here at Caledon East Chiropractic. In today's video, I want to walk you through different exercises for knee osteoarthritis specifically. I'll talk about what it looks like, what is osteoarthritis of the knee, and then the gold standards for treatment, that being exercise, weight management, and education about the disease itself. I just run through a quick 6-circuit exercise, easy to do at home with minimal tools. I just have something to stick between the knees, and if you so choose, a resistance band. All right, let's get to it. So what even is osteoarthritis of the knee? Well, it's a combination of muscle weakening in and around the joint itself, being from our quads, our hamstrings, and our calves. We also see cartilage and joint space loss within the joint itself. We may see some bony protrusions where there didn't used to be, some swelling, lumps, and bumps. It can lead to pain over time. Instability itself being from the muscle weakening and joint space loss as well. Now, why does it happen? What causes it? There's some factors we still don't know. Other thoughts are that it can come from infection, disease, or even chronic exposure to repetitive strain or repetitive injury itself. Regardless, gold standard treatment for the knee prior to advanced therapies such as joint replacement or surgery involve education about the disease itself. Super important to understand what's going on with your body. Exercises, which I'm about to show you, as well as weight management. Anytime we can put less load on the joint is a positive thing. So let's get to it. I'm going to run you through 6 different exercises. Easy enough to do at home. Doesn't take much. You just need something to stick between the knees itself, a resistance band if you choose, and a chair for those that may not feel as balanced on their feet. Let's get to it. Okay, so here's our first exercise. These are glute bridges. We're focusing on quad, core, and glute strength here. So I really want you to focus on, as you lift your butt up off the ground, you're squeezing those glutes and you're squeezing those quads. In this video, I've also included adding a ball in between my knees here. That way I can focus on my medial or inner quad as well. If you don't have a ball, no worries. Just roll up a towel or grab a pillow, stick it between the knees. It works the same way. So here we have our single leg raise. As you can see, I've chosen to bend my opposite knee. This is just to help support my back throughout the process so I don't feel it lifting off the mat. You can choose to do this with either a straight leg or a bent knee, whatever's more comfortable for you. In a nice fluid, slow motion, you're raising that leg up as far as those hamstrings and your flexibility would allow, with a slow lowering back down to the ground. Here I've shown you how you can bend your knee for more comfort if that's better for you. The point here is to go with the flow nice and slow without raising that back off the mat. So on to this exercise here. This is our sit to stand. It's essentially a beginner's or a first stage into learning how to squat. I always recommend starting with a higher chair if possible. Get used to what feels comfortable for you in terms of depth of that seat. If you don't have a higher chair at home, you can simply stack some pillows on top so you don't go as far down. You're really trying to focus on not using your arms for support here, so not using the armrests if that's what your chair has. Focus on squeezing through the glute and the quads. On to our assisted lunge. Here you can see me using that chair for support. Feel free to omit this part if you feel more comfortable with your balance. We're really focusing on bending through that front knee, not allowing it to track over the front of those toes while I drop the back knee. Here, depth is personal preference, whatever feels most comfortable for your balance. This exercise is what we call gas pedals. So here I'm using a resistance band, wrapping it underneath the ball of my foot, pulling up with tension. Just like driving a car, we're flexing and extending the ankle, so pushing down like you're pressing on a gas pedal. You can choose to hold at the end if you wish, and slowly lowering back up. This is all calf motion here. Last up, we have our step-ups. I would strongly suggest doing these on a set of stairs if you have them, using that railing for support. I didn't, so I had to improvise here. It's really as simple as it looks. We're stepping forward with that front leg, squeezing the quad and glute, lifting ourselves up to meet the opposite foot. On the lower, try to make it slow and controlled because it's still part of the exercise. You're going to do so many on one side, then feel free to repeat on the opposite.